I want you to start thinking about it like this. I love it when my money has kids, and I love when my money has grandkids. So when you're looking at your business and the money your business is making is like a child, investing that money into something else is like having grandkids. Grandkids are fun. I don't have one, but that's what people tell me. I had to say that when my money makes grandkids, it's more fun than the kids as well. In that regard, right? So if you know or you are a physician that owns a private practice, this is an episode that you don't want to miss. But also, this is an episode that you really want to text to your friends or anybody else that you love that's in private practice, because this is going to save them headache, heartache, and pain in future. I love, love, love physicians. I love physicians. Nothing gives me more joy than seeing physicians practicing medicine on their own terms. I love it when you're like, I want to be my own boss, and you go start your own practice. I love it so, so much. It makes me really happy to see physicians living their dreams regardless of what it is. And with everything that's going on in our society, in the healthcare, I know that private practice physicians, you guys are amazing. You're doing a lot of great work, not just for your patients only, but for the community at large. Like literally, seeing you own your practice feels like hope for America. I will be honest with you. And so that is why I want to record this episode for you, because you're doing such a great job that I really, really hate to see you lose out in the end. So, on today's episode, I want to talk about 4 mistakes that I am seeing private practice physicians make that you need to do, you need to fix. Otherwise, it is going to hurt you in the long term. For those that haven't met me, I'm Dr. Latifat. I'm a physician. I'm a mama of 3 and also the founder of the MoneyFitMD Money School for Physicians. This is where a community, we call it our money village. It's a one-of-a-kind village where women physicians come for 12 months to work on their finances so that they can know money, they can increase your net worth by taking actions that they need to take when it comes to investment, whether it's in stock market, in businesses, in their own business, in real estate. Like, you just need to invest. So we help women physicians get comfortable and take action when it comes to investing. If they want to pay off their debt, pay down their debt, it literally is our mission to help you have more money, build wealth without sacrificing your mission, your vision, the impact, and the family that you want. I love it when we're free. So that's why I love physicians. And that's why I'm like, I got to record this episode for my practice, private practice, fabulous people. I'm one of those physicians that like many of you guys train in academic hospitals. And as you know, in many academic hospitals, they kind of make private practice seem like the devil, right? So I went through residency, went through fellowship, and I was like, no way in this world am I going to open my own practice. But part of it was also because I wanted to focus in inflammatory bowel diseases. So I wanted to do that in more of like a academic or large community-based practice, which is what I did as a W-2. But now I'm no longer a W-2. I'm now like my own microbus by being a locums physician. I happen to be in the same place that I was before, but that's a topic for another day. But anyway, so I really, really love the courage that it takes to start your own practice. And inside of the money school, we have physicians that are employed. We have physicians that own their own practice. They're part of large practices. We have physicians that are not practicing clinical medicine. Like, we have the whole combination of sorts, right? But over the last couple of years, I've seen over and over again some of the mistakes that physicians in private practice are making when it comes to their finances. And it's not like, it's not like you guys are waking up and going, oh my goodness, I'm want to like mess up my finances in future. No, but because a practice many times is almost like a living being. Businesses are like living, they're like living, breathing, right? You're interacting, there's something happening. There's every day there's something new, right? Someone that you thought was going to be with you forever decides they're going to leave your practice, they're going to leave your business. Your website is down, the lab, like there's almost always something going on. It's a living entity, right? And so what I find is that many times that can lead to playing defense as opposed to offense when it comes to your personal finance. So I found that people can be so busy, almost like whack-a-mole, right? Turning off fire, that they now forget some other parts that may actually end up hunting them or hurting them in future. So the number one thing that I've seen many private practice physicians do is they ignore their personal finance. What do I mean by that? You know, many times because you're working, you're taking care of patients, you are not just the owner of the practice, but many times you're also part of the brain or the brain in the practice. So you're working on different levels. And in the past, I've talked about the levels of value that you can give in general. And the first level of value, which is one of the lowest level, quote unquote, is like being a technician. Many physicians are also technicians in their practice. So, for example, you're a GI doctor, you own your practice, you also seeing patients, you're, doing procedures, you're doing the colonoscopies, endoscopies. The next level up is usually like a manager. So a manager is someone that like manages people. So you may have physicians or nurse practitioners or nurses and MAs working for you. So now sometimes you can be the manager or you can have a manager, but the next level of value in general is manager. So that's why you may see like a nurse manager can make more than nurses, right? You can see like the MA managers can make more than MAs. And then the next level up is the communicator. Is someone that uses their words to move people, that uses their words for influence. And then the next level up there is like the visionary. And the visionary is almost like a hallucinator, like you see what does not exist that no one else sees and you bring it to life. So you're the thinker, you're the mind behind the master, really. You're thinking about stuff. And for many private practice or businesses, physicians you're occupying multiple levels. Even if you have a clinic manager, you may still be involved in the management, depending on how organized your system is. Obviously, the goal is to get better with creating systems and structures, but there are times when you're playing different levels of value. You're also the communicator and you're also the visionary. So you can see how things can get really, really busy. And so what ends up happening is because you're literally putting out fires every day, you're making the number one mistake, which is that you start to ignore your personal finance, right? You're focusing on the business finances, but you're forgetting about your own personal finance, right? You're maybe signing up for courses that is about how to make your practice successful, how to, I don't know, build whatever, like you're doing all of that, but you're forgetting to invest your time, your energy, your money into your own personal finance. And that is a huge mistake that I've seen many private practice physicians make, where sometimes it's like they've been practicing for 20 years, and especially with like the freaking cuts for like reimbursement and all of that. It's not rare for you to, well, I shouldn't say it's not rare because I haven't looked at the data, but I've seen many physicians who, after practicing for 20 something years, are like, well, I have no net worth. I have nothing to show for my own personal finance because I was just about the business for so many years. So you cannot ignore your personal finance. If you ignore it, it will burn you in the butt. It will burn you. It will bite you in the butt. Bum 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 bite. So yeah, so that's number one. You don't want to ignore your personal finance. Number two is what I've seen many private practice physicians not invest enough outside of their practice. And the reason why I say I see the idea behind it, because your private practice is a business, right? And so you're investing in that business of investing in it with your time, with your energy, with your money. Like you make money from the practice and you invest it into the practice and all of that. But you're not putting money outside of the practice. You're not investing enough in like the stock market. Maybe you're not investing in real estate. You're not investing in other businesses outside of your business, your practice. And so what that looks like is you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. And most times what I found is that you're not trying to like, you're not doing that intentionally, but it just always seems like there isn't enough to invest outside of it. And people make that same mistake even when they're W-2 by thinking I will invest when I have money left. But what they're not doing is investing and then spending the rest. You have to invest and then spend the rest, not spend everything and then hope that you have money left in investment. And the way you could be investing could be as simple as like creating a retirement plan for yourself, whether that's your solo 401k, whether that's a SEP IRA, whether that's some like like some sort of like defined benefits plan that you may create with your CPA or with an advisor if you have one. But like you need to make sure you're investing outside of your practice. And it doesn't have to be perfect when you start. You just have to do it. And sometimes just creating that system is what is the most important thing. What do I mean by that? So for example, maybe you don't even have a retirement account. You haven't opened like a solo 401k or a SEP IRA. You're waiting for the year that you're like, oh, I feel so confident that I'm going to have all the money to put in there. When what you need to do is like start where you are. So for example, this year you're listening to me right now, 2025, like you can start this year. You can literally start now if you haven't started. But if you've started before and you were underfunding, you can actually maximize this year. And yes, it will be scary because you're like, but what if, well, what if? You're like, are you allocating a percentage of what your business is making into paying yourself? Like, I mean, depends on what structure you have, if you have an S core or whatever. But like, just make sure that you're investing outside of. I will tell you, like, there was a year, I believe it was a couple, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, where MoneyFitMD actually bought significant part of the building. Like, there was something that happened at that moment that just felt so good, right? And I want you to start thinking about it like this. I love it when my money has kids, and I love when my money has grandkids. So when you're looking at your business and the money your business is making is like a child, then the money, investing that money into something else is like having grandkids. Grandkids are fun. I don't have one, but that's what people tell me. They're like, they're more fun than kids. And I had to say that when my money makes grandkids, it's more fun than the kids as well in that regard, right? The money kids. So I just want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself in that regard, that you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket by only investing in your business and not investing outside of your business. Remember the one of our alumni, I think it was like a year or so ago, that was the biggest thing that she did was making sure, like, we kept her accountable. You have to invest. If you're in my world, you will invest because that investment is freedom. And if you're not investing, you're literally maybe keeping yourself from having freedom. And honestly, guys, any business, like, I would not put money, well, I will put money, but I will not put all of my money in an individual stock. When all of your eggs is in your business basket, that's like investing, putting all of your eggs in one individual stock. It is great if it like does amazing. But then if it crashes, you just put all of your eggs in one basket, right? So you need to start asking yourself, what percentage of what you're earning do you need to be automating every month and putting into your own personal retirement investment so that you're putting things outside of that one big egg. So that if something was to happen to your clinical practice, if your private practice closed or whatever happened, something happened even to you, life happens. Injury happens, cancer happens. Hopefully, you have disability insurance, right? But you have to make sure that you take care of yourself. So, if you're not investing your cash flow from your practice into something, you're not investing part of the money that your business is investing into something, you are making potentially a big mistake. Okay. Number 3 is this: you think you are so busy that you want to delegate all of your personal finance to an advisor. I cannot tell you how many times this has beaten people in the butt, where they're like, I thought somebody else was taking care of it, but they apparently was not. There are things, I'm a huge delegator. I love delegating. I've learned that. I've learned how to delegate so much over the last couple of years. And especially the more that that I'm being invited to do, the more important it is for me to delegate. And I will tell you that your personal finance is too important to be delegated. Yes, you can have someone, I believe in building a team. You can have a CPA. Some of you guys may choose to have an advisor. I don't believe everybody needs an advisor, but if you want one, that's fine. But it's not like, okay, my advisor is taking care of it and it's good. No, you are the CEO. You are the CEO. You are the one that is going to suffer if things don't go well. You are the one that's going to pay the ultimate price. If 10 years down the line, you look at your net worth and it's like negative 200K instead of positive $1 million. Like, this is too important. Yes, you can use a team, but you have to be the CEO, right? Imagine, Apple or whatever big company, no matter how big they had, they're delegating, but they still have to supervise. You are the CEO of your finances. You're not too busy. Yes, you may need to block out time. You may need to block down time on your calendar. And the temptation is going to be when you block out time to only do the business finances. You have to do your personal finance too. I will speak from experience. Like when I started MoneyFitMD, like having a business can take a lot of your attention because there's never a lack of something to do to improve things, right? And I remember when I started MoneyFitMD, like all of the learning, the coaching, the support, all of that was all into the business, which is great because that was a baby that needed help then. But I could not do that. I could not let that drive into like 5 years. I could not let that drive into 10 years because what suffers then is my personal finance. And your personal finance is not your business finance. It's like, you know, yeah, they ain't. This is not like some like all life matters. They're different people. They need to be taken care of. So business needs to be taken care of. Personal needs to be taken care of. It is hard to ignore your business. So many people ignore their personal finance and it will bite you in the butt. It will bite you in the butt. So that's number 3. And then number 4 is this. This one actually hurts my heart a little bit. Many people think about their business, their clinical practice, as if it is like any other business. There are similarities, but there can also be differences based on how you structure your business. For many physicians, especially if you're a solo practitioner, you are the brain, you are the mind. When it comes to thinking that your business is an asset, there is an element of truth to that. Think about the cash flow. But when it comes to thinking about it as a net worth, I would be very, very, very careful about that. Because when people are trying to buy businesses, many times they're trying to buy a business in a box. They're trying to buy a business that's going to be able to operate without one person, like that's not around or surrounding one person only. And if you're a solo practitioner, that means that you are the mind. So when you're trying to sell your practice, unless you're going to work for the people that bought your practice, and you can search social media, there's so much stuff about that. People's practices being bought and like them working for the practice and then getting kicked out or all of that stuff. Just be wise. That's my point. Be wise. If you're thinking of selling your practice, you need to be intentional about making sure that you actually are creating a practice that's like a product. Meaning that, do you have other people that are working for you? Do you have physicians working for you? Do you have, say, nurse practitioners or PAs working for you? Like, then you can sell a practice in a box. But if you are the master behind the mind, if you are the brain, if you're the technician, it's hard for people to buy the business without you, unless it's like some big conglomerate that is going to, they're going to replace you. But just be very, very careful about thinking and assuming your practice is going to be sellable. The data that I saw was that 20 to 40% of private practices had experienced difficulty with selling. That is part of why you want to make sure you're intentional about whether you're creating a business in a box, so that you're creating the right systems, putting the right people in place for it to work without you. That's really important. But also, everything else we've talked about diversifying outside of your clinical practice so they have a net worth outside of your practice. All of that is so important. You guys are so critically important. You're doing great work. You're taking care of a community. You guys are like bosses. I mean, I love the physicians that are in private practice that I get a chance to work with because you guys are so kind-hearted. I believe that physicians are positioned to not only create businesses, but to buy businesses. But we have to make sure that you don't ignore your personal finance. If you do, it will bite you in the butt. If you're looking for support with this, we have physicians in the money school that own their practices. We have a community there for them. We don't teach you how to start your practice. We don't teach you any of that. I want to make sure we focus on how you can grow your personal finance and your personal wealth. That is something that we do really well. So if you're looking for a community for that, you can go to moneyfitmd.com/call, CALL, and schedule a consultation to see how we can serve you. My heart gets broken, to be honest with you, when I see people that are taking care of the communities, but no one is taking care of them. You need to be taken care of. And imagine if you set the time on the side. Imagine if you learn the lingos of personal finance. Imagine if you have assets outside of your clinic, outside of your practice. Imagine if you're intentional about what you're building so that you create something where you can potentially be replaceable as long as you're the one in power and you decide if you want to have a sellable product or not. Imagine that. It's possible for you. And so again, if you want the support, the coaching, the accountability that we provide in the money school. I love when I have one of our women bought a property internationally. Women physicians are doing amazing stuff. You can too, but it doesn't happen passively. It happens actively. And I've also heard some of you guys that have said, Latifat, we wish like you had a resource for some of us that maybe we don't want to be part of a community, but we want to learn, and you don't have time to keep Googling over and over again, wasting all your time. Like, what is a 401k? What is a IRA? What is a debt payment plan? How do I understand how to think about money? That's you. I created a resource that you're going to love. And this is a self-paced course where you get access to it for 6 months. It's called Done with Broke Money System. We created it for busy physicians that want to go the DIY route, that are like, okay, I just need the knowledge. If I can get the knowledge, then I can take the action myself. Or maybe you're just not ready to commit yet to a coaching program. You don't want to, you don't want the support, you don't want the coaching, but you just like, okay, can you give me the how to get my financial adulting done, how to get my financial house in order? If that's you, I want you to go to moneyfitmd.com/DWB. It's done with broke, DWB, moneyfitmd.com/DWB. We'll make sure we'll put the link in the show notes as well so that you can access that and you can literally buy it. Like right now, as of the time that I'm recording this, it's $9.99. The price will be changing very, very shortly. So that's something you don't want to snooze on. If you want to get access to that, you get access for 6 months. This is literally the money system that I use personally to go from negative 200K to seven figures net worth, like literally without working extra shifts. This is the solution to financial insecurity among physicians. So if you want that system, go to moneyfitmd.com/DWB. And whether you're employed, whether you own your own practice, whether you solo practice, whether you're a physician not practicing clinically, that system will help you. But if you're ready to go all in, you want the support, you're like, Latifat, I ain't gonna fool myself. I need you and Jesus. I need you and the money village. I need you on all of I need someone to like keep me. I need accountability, peer support. I need the weekly sessions because I know that I'm not a lone wolf. Then the way to do that is go to moneyfitmd.com/call. I hope this has been helpful for you. And again, guys, imagine if every private practice physician was equipped. Imagine if every private practice physician was not walking on eggshells and not worrying about what would happen to their own financial security if something was to happen to their practice. Imagine that. That is the gift that this episode and taking action as a result can do. So what is one action that you're going to take? I gave you 4. Pick one. Done with Broke Money System is there. moneyfitmd.com/call is there. And also sharing this with another physician that is a private practice doctor. And you're like, we need to make sure we take care of each other. You can text them this link as well. Thank you so much for listening to me. I know your time is of value. My time is of value, but it really is an honor to serve you. Thank you so much for all you do for the world. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.